Okay. Um. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Oh my
No.
god, I'm gonna read this. It's unlocked. Belch. Ugh. Nick unlocked the door. Nick opened the front door, looking inside to see his best
Wait,
friend
what
George.
is this?
You'll see. Laying on the couch with a swollen basketball belly on him, food smeared on his mouth, his shirt buttons looking as if they were about to pop. The red panda moaned and rubbed his belly, laying on his back, and from time to
Roxy.
time
Oh, don't drag Roxy
making
into this.
hiccups. Nick, the German Shepherd, sprinted over to him, dropping the video game he brought over and sitting by George's side. Dude, what happened? You look stuffed. George continuously moaned and adjusted himself to sit up a bit, but failing as he lay down and rubbed his belly. I am stuffed. Ugh. He held his belly as it groaned loudly, churning as he let out a big belch, groaning afterwards, making a slight whimper. Nick stared in awe at his belly. What did you do? What happened? He said, having a growing temptation to rub his belly. George groaned again and again, looking over to a black coffee table in front of the couch. I was watching The Walking Dead season 6 marathon, but I ate all the snacks.
It's like they want to blog about themselves, but they just need to tell how they ERP'd while fucking doing normal things.
Burp. He moaned. All he did was rub his upset stomach. Nick was already turned on by the situation and wondered what would happen if he moved the following action smoothly. He reached his paws over to his belly. Well, I don't think this tight shirt. What? This tight shirt is gonna help. He set a paw into the gut, feeling it rumble under his touch. I mean, did you even think about removing the one thing that is bringing you discomfort? George blushed lightly from the touching from Nick. He moaned, I guess I didn't. Nick laughed at this. Must have not been thinking straight from all the pain. He teased, poking at it roughly, making it jiggle. George started to unbutton his shirt, whereas he finished groaning as his gut practically inflated outwards. A white tank top still covering the overfed belly Nick was hungry for. George rubbed his belly, blushing as Nick watched him comfort his gut, it making more churning and letting out another burp.
What the hell's happening?
Nick giggled, kind of petting it, blushing lightly. Is that better, Tubby? George blushed a brighter shade, resting back more and laying his paws onto his gut. Yeah, kinda, he said, letting out a bit more of a small belch. Nick looked at his waist, seeing his belt was strangely tight on him. Silly, your belt is still in the way. He moved his paws to the belt, adjusting it. George squirmed as he made contact with his body, but soon enough, moaning loudly as the belly spilled outwards from release, holding his gut as it churned loudly. Nick smiled, lifting up George's tank top and rubbing his belly softly. Is that better, Tubby? What? Again? He asked.
Hey, don't call me that.
George's belly. I thought I was
Little.
rereading the same thing. He asked. George's belly being doughy, warm and soft. George moaned and relaxed even more. Uh, yeah, yes, he answered. His legs crossed tightly. His feet curled together, clearly hiding something. Nick tried to ignore this as much as he could, all through being greatly tempted to take things to a higher level. He just rubbed George's belly. Gosh, you're so fat, George. Not to be rude. No,
Not to
no,
be
it's
rude. Not to be rude.
no, no, it's okay. He yawned, his gut calming down, making adorable little hiccups. I know I'm fat.
What
I
the
know I'm
fuck?
fat.
How's a
To be
gut
honest, I
hiccup?
kind of like it. He admitted, patting his belly softly. Nick pat his belly in return, jiggling a bit like dough. Do you plan on gaining a little bit more fat? He asked. I don't know, he shrugged. Right now, I can't eat another bite. He laughed, moaning as his gut started to churn louder again. Wait. Yeah, churn louder again. Nick sighed, resting an ear on the gut, hearing the churning. You don't mind if I do this, do you? No, I don't. George yawned, seeming to no longer mind Nick's playing. But I think I'm gonna fall asleep. He laughed, resting his head against the armrest and shutting his eyes. Nick kissed George's belly, the two of them blushing at this. Nick giggled, "Good night, George," in George's cute, bloated belly, even though it was only 6:30 p.m. Nick just sat on the couch and finished watching the marathon as George snored the day away. Eventually, Nick left to go back home. The second he left the house, George stood up, grunting from his still full belly, walking into his bedroom, which he had a giant mirror and giant bed in a queen size. What? What? He has a lot. George sighed. Wait. Oh, George sighed, looking at his belly in the mirror. He rubbed, played, and jiggled it around. He sighed, "Wow, I really have gotten fat. But does he really enjoy it?" Nick thought, constantly thinking about the moment they just had. He really didn't mind, he mumbled to himself. George knew it himself. He loved his fat. But he wanted to be fatter. But what would Nick say? George sighed, "What if I get even fatter?" And he's disgusted. And then I'm turned on by his ever so growing fat. He shamefully smeared his paws into his eyes. "This is never gonna work," George told himself, holding his fat between his belly, jiggling it. "But just once, I hope." Nick was thinking the exact same thing. "I hope that happens again, but when it does, I'll make a move. I will make a move." But that moment never did happen again. Until they made the move. Oh shit. What the fuck is this? That wasn't as horrible as I thought it was gonna go. I just saw a bunch of things that just said burp. So I was like, okay.
That's dumb and weird. Punched the man who wrote that in the fucking jaw.
Sam. Whatever you said.
Please
No.
no.
There's no more of that. I think that
Let
guy
me
gave
try
up.
to.
He gave up 4 years ago.
Huh.
It was episode 1 and he just left us on the cliffhanger. I'm actually pissed off.
No, dude. We gotta
Wait.
type in RuneScape.
Wait, no! Actually, there's fucking 12 episodes. I just found it. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Jesus, dude. Let me see. Try to find a good one. Let me go through all these. He fell asleep. Episode 7, the little girl. What?
Oh god, no.
Dude.
I wanna die.
What the? Nunny the fuck? Uh, These aren't
cannot end
good.
well.
It can't.
Apparently, it's just the little girl lost something and they're trying to find something for her.
Well, read it, bitch.
I'm not gonna read it. It says the tags are
no.
wolf, possum, family, abuse, sad.
Wait, what? That went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Abuse, sad.
That went from 0 to 100 in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Damn, the guy even had a trailer for episode 1. It's this trailer for what? Jesus.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Wait, what? Okay, these are the tags. Blue jay, fox, sad, depression, depressing, emotional, death, weight gain, food, fat bird, death? Wait, I'm gonna read this. What the fuck? This is episode
Dude.
12. This is the last episode he ever made. Somebody died. What? How? Wait, what? There was a lot that happened. Connor started to walk towards him, pointing his machete towards him, making him a bit of a devilish smile. Connor, Nick just stared at him in fear. Back away slowly. Listen to me, Connor. Stop. Connor started to cry. I can't. I have to. Nick started to get teary-eyed, shuddering a bit. Nick, don't do this. Why are you doing this? Why? Because I fucking have to. He lunged at him and screaming. Nick grunted a blunt scream, waking up from his nightmare. Okay. Fucking hell. George groaned, looking up at Nick. What's wrong? Nick sighed. I'll tell you about it in the morning. But Nick was completely unaware of what the morning had in store for him. This is wild already. Okay. The fucking machete. What? The library was being visited a lot more often now. Every day there is a small crowd hanging out inside and even outside, reading new books that were what you'd call a thing, such as Nick's book, Daniel's Hideout, Chapter 1. He was currently working on the sequel, and it was already highly anticipated. People were loving it, and were eager for more. Nick and George were together finally. They cuddled, kissed, and hung out together alone. They did what they had dreamed ever since they were teens, and now dreams had come true. They finally made a move. Whoa. Henry's library was blooming with life, and Kasiki was impressed with Connor's ideas and even offered Wesley these new characters I don't even know if he'd like a job at the library. Wesley gladly accepted and left his past job. Worked with Connor and Kaseki. I don't know how to say the name. The unthinkable restaurant for Gators became real. Connor and Lucas got an ID there and discovered that Fred did the same. This brought friendships closer, and Fred helped Connor and Lucas get better memberships. Life was good. It was better than any of them have ever imagined. Nothing could go wrong. The wolf belched loudly, rubbing his stomach as it had become round
God.
from all the eating. This is the size of a basketball. Lucas had become the same. Both hugged together, sides rubbing each other's bellies. Connor smiled. You fool, hun. Lucas nodded his head,
You fool, hun.
burping aloud. Yeah, hell yeah, I am. This food is so filling. They likely do this so they don't have to cook as much. Gainers love eating. Fred cleared his throat, also belching with the other two, as he'd been eating with them. That actually is why it's so filling. He pat his stomach as it peeked from under his shirt, which clung tightly to his gut. He removed the shirt and continued to massage himself. Connor and Lucas did the same, rubbing each other. They felt like they were in sweet heaven, warm and stuffed with food, and cuddled together, and nobody minded it.
They must
In
be
fact, a
so
few others
morbidly
looked back.
obese by episode 12.
It's insanely cute together. strangers.
He's gonna look like pestilent bloat.
They're all fucking bloated, dude.
He
They
looks,
just
I
like,
bet he looks like pestilent bloat by now.
yeah.
Flies included.
You two like it here, don't you? Lucas and Connor nodded their heads. Why? Who wouldn't like it here? This place is magic, they said at the same time. The big fat bear nodded in agreement. It truly is. Wow. Nick and George were cuddling and kissing in bed, moaning with each other's company, wearing nothing but tight underwear. Nick let out of the kiss. I love you so much, George.
Wait,
George giggled.
I thought they were in a
I
restaurant.
love you
here.
too. It like moved on. It said like the first part said Connor, and this part says Nick. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't either.
George giggled. I love you too, he said. Wait, he laid back and rubbed his round soft belly. You like my gut too? He jiggled it around, making Nick come over and play with it, cuddling beside him. Nick patted softly. Yeah, I do. And he heard his cell phone ring. Nick going over to his nightstand, answering it. Hello? Oh hey, what's up? Oh cool. All right, sounds like a plan. Wait, where are you right now? I hear a bunch of conversation and eating. Oh, all right then. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye. He hung up the phone. George heard his stomach rumble loudly. Jesus, I'm starving. Think you could help me with breakfast? Nick giggled, sure thing, as they stood up to walk to the living room. On the way, they removed their underwear, now nude and erect, walking beside each other closely. George looked over to Nick. Who was that, anyway? Nick looked over to George. It was Cotter. We're all gonna hang out at the park today after lunch. George giggled. Can I have help with lunch before we leave for that then? Nick poked George's belly. I'll help you with every meal you can eat. He kissed him, heading to the kitchen to make George a big breakfast. They had all met at the park like planned. They all sat on a few benches and talked from time to time. Go away, cat. Throwing a frisbee or playing football. They had fun like normal people. In fact, this reminded them of what they used to do when they were kids. They'd do this all the time, hang out at parks, run around, get a slight workout, enjoy themselves in the fun of the sun. They wouldn't be able to do this too often as winter was approaching, and it was currently fall. Ow! Although this fall was a bit more warm instead of breezy cold. Not much happened that day, until something happened. What a build-up. Okay. They were currently playing catch with the football, throwing it around to each other, making one another go long and catch the ball from a long distance. And this time, Fred threw the ball. Nick, go long! In the mud, ran as fast as he could to catch it. Otherwise, Connor would have been there to retrieve it. Almost got it. Come on, you piece of shit. What? Come on, yo. Come on, you almost got it. Connor cheered as he was about to get to range. As he realized he was liking him as Connor ran for the ball and said, Stop moving! Nick lunged at the ball as Nick wasn't paying attention and accidentally tackled Connor. Boom! This sound was a gunfire. Did anyone else hear that?
Wait,
Fred said as he heard the sound echo. I don't know what's happening. Did anyone else hear that? Fred said as he heard the sound echo through the area. Everyone looked around from where it originated from until he heard Connor scream, "Oh shit, Nick!" The gang ran over to Connor as he moved Nick aside and pulled up his shirt. Everyone gasped to find a bullet hole gouging blood out the side of his head. Nick
okay.
already unconscious.
Okay.
Unless this meant something else. Everyone screamed in terror. Nick had been shot and he was losing blood fast. Someone call 911. Who the fuck shot that bullet? What happened to Nick? George sat by his side, hugging him tightly. Stay with us! Stay with us! Help is on the way. Nick's eyes began to rest and he went limp. No, fuck, no, Nick, don't do this to me, baby, come on. Sniff. Nick, wake up, No, please God, don't do this to me, Nick! That's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end.
It hasn't been continued for 4 years. I guess he just fucking died. So much for... My god, I thought his fat fucking obese stomach wouldn't help, but you know. How
They
can
killed
we
off Nick.
eat food together? We can't do this anymore. I wanted to rub your tummy. Jesus, that went...
Nah,
that
it just doesn't make any sense. It's like the writer wanted the character to die. So how does they choose to kill him? Just some random, like they're just playing football and he just gets shot
Yeah, they've had him,
by some unknown person.
They've had him be like getting fatter, presumably the whole thing. Just kill him.
You
With
recorded
a heart attack, for fuck's sake. Just kill him with a
Well,
heart attack.
please.
What the fuck? I don't know. Have him fall down or something, and the mass of him makes him die or some shit. I don't know.
That was great.
What the fuck?
Momo, go to bed. Oh yeah, that he's snoring, I think.
Thank you for recording me. Oh my god.
Well,
Damn, I must have missed a lot during these 12 episodes.
if he is snoring, then it works.
Yeah, it did. What? What? Sans Undertale. Sans Undertale. No! There's a picture. It's from the... Wait, what the fuck? It's Sans Undertale. I'm putting NSFW.
Yes.
That's his latest favorite.
Fucking dumb.
What? What? What?
Okay, there's definitely more.
Why did I eat those last few big burgers? I'm gonna delete these.
I'm screenshotting them before you delete them.
Okay. God.
Doing God's work.
Death. Pointing his machete towards him.
Fuck me.
Seriously though, what the fuck? What did I just read? Oh my god, it's 5 in the morning. I've been reading fucking furry roleplay. What the like the past hour, I swear. Yep. Yeah, Momo.
Momo.
Yeah, tired and sleepy.
You missed it.
Well,
Connor tried to fucking kill him. Momo, you gotta understand.
Nick died.
Nick died, dude.
what the
Nick
fuck
died.
happened?
Nick died.
Oh, he deserves
He
it.
fucking
Sucks.
died. He got shot, man. They were playing ball and he just got shot.
Oh my god. I'll see you, asshole, for that.
He's just gone.
Oh.
I'm so sad. I'm really so sad. Let's read the comments. Fucking hell, if Nick dies, I will cry so much. Lovely story. Dreadfully short though. Makes it all the better. Shut up.
No.
He left them on a cliffhanger for 4 years. Shut up. No one should do that.
Shut up.
Not much happened that day until something happened.
I'm so retarded. I want to fucking punch him in the face. I want to meet the parents of that guy, of the writer, and get his father to laugh at him.
Dude, that'd be messed
Be
up
really
if I wrote
disappointed.
that and like my mom found it somewhere. like I'm just playing RuneScape one day, my mom comes in, just like, yeah, wow, that story was pretty crazy. Like Nick died. Why'd you have to do that?
I read it all. What? Why the fuck did Nick have to die? That's some heavy shit, man.